Hi there, this is Ian from This Week in Music, and since Sonos is a sponsor of the show, we get a lot of questions about, okay, what Sonos setup should I have? Do I just need that one piece? Or I've already got a home theater set up, so how do I plug Sonos into that? So I thought it might be fun to just show you guys what I've done with Sonos in my house and at our office.
I feel good, even though I shouldn't. I'm chilling so hard, couldn't tell you where the hood is. I'm looking.
So we're here in my house in Santa Monica, and I was just going to give you a tour of my Sonos setup. So the deal for us is we remodeled this house back in 2004, and I put in a home theater setup that's a Control 4 setup. I was never really happy with the music component of it, though. You could do MP3s, and eventually you could do some subscription music content as well, but it didn't have other services like Pandora, and it just wasn't that reliable. And we also wanted it in parts of the house where our Control 4 didn't reach, so decided to go with Sonos setup. So the main controller for us, like what we do on the regular, just you come home from work or you're making food or whatever, and you grab the remote. Sonos made these incredible remotes. My understanding is they actually might be going away, so if I were you, I'd stock up on them. But you just grab the remote, and I'll show you some more with remotes later on, and you just bring up whatever you want to bring up. So in this case, and I'll show you how this is pumped in, but this is actually coming out of the speakers here in our kitchen. But I can just come into this, and I go into Mog, which is my service of choice. I search on something like, say, Sly and the Family Stone. Go into all albums here. Pick out a record, pick out a song, whatever it is I want to listen to, and it'll just start playing. So that's pretty much what you do to get music rolling. You have all kinds of services that you can go to. If instead I'd rather go to Pandora, go with Tribe Called Quest Radio, I could easily do that. Or if I wanted to use a service like Songza, which I love, I can fire that up too. And come in here, hit that up, hit up one of my favorite channels on Songza, Essential Soul Jazz, play now. Boom. We'll get the Ray Charles version of Moanin', which is pretty fresh actually. All right, so I'm going to take you over into where the brain unit for this is, and then show you the rest of the components in the house next. All right, so this is, I'm standing in my closet. I will come out of the closet momentarily, but for now I'm in the closet along with my Daryl Hall and John Oates Live at the Troubadour DVD, which is some crucial viewing. But you can see I have here, this is the brain of our home theater system. So we've got, our cable set up. I've got my receiver. This is actually a 16-channel Control 4 amp that pumps wired to all the speakers throughout the house. The brain of the Control 4 is in there. See, I have a Roku here for the TV, and this is the Sonos unit. So this is what powers the music throughout the house. So this is a Sonos Zone player, and it really is the brain. It's the only part of the Sonos in my house that's actually connected to the Ethernet wire. So basically, internet comes into this Sonos, and it's kind of the starting point of my whole Sonos setup throughout the house. All right, so one other kind of hidden piece to go from the very front of my house to the very back of my yard, which is what Sonos does, is actually a pretty long haul. So I actually have this other little component that hides out in here. This is what they call a zone bridge. And all it does is, in my case, is kind of act as a repeater to make sure that everybody can talk to each other. You can use it for other things too. It can actually be kind of if your internet comes into one part in your house, but you want to put your speakers elsewhere, then this is the piece that you would get, the little zone bridge. And you can read up on all this stuff on Sonos.com too, but that's helpful for me for just making sure that we have plenty of reach throughout the house. Okay, so here in the bedroom, we have one of the more standalone Sonos units. So this is a Play 5, and you can get nothing but just the Play 5, and it's speakers, everything you need. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad or an Android phone and a Play 5, then you're good, right? If that's all you have, you just want to have something in your bedroom or your apartment or whatever. And these are pretty amazing sounding units. Again, I come on here. Fire up Mog, go into my favorites, pick an artist. Let's see what we want to choose here. We'll just pick something that'll sound nice and loud. Play some clips for you. So.
You know we back, right? Clear the streets out. Come on with it.
Literally just get this unit, plug it in and go. They sound amazing. But to really show off the bass, I got to show you the subwoofer out back. I wanted to take a minute and thank Mog for being a sponsor of This Week in Music. When we were looking for sponsors for the program, Mog was one of the very first people that I thought of because it's a product that I use every single day to listen to music all day, every day, whether it's on my Android phone, on my iPad, in my living room, or at my office via Sonos. I'm pretty much always listening to Mog, as you can see if you follow me or if we're friends on Facebook. You can see those things come through there continually. And my whole family and my whole office, we all listen to music on Mog. If you don't know about Mog, it's mog.com. You can go over there right now and get a free trial. And it's a subscription service. It puts more than 15 million songs in your pocket. Why Mog? Why do I use Mog and not some of the other services? The reason for me is really simple. A, higher quality streams. They have the highest quality of any of the subscription services. And I'm a music fanatic like you probably are, and I want the highest quality. So those 320 kilobit streams are important to me. And I also just I like their apps the best. I think that their web app is great and really simple to use, and I don't need to download anything to use it. I think their Android app is really great. Their iPad app kicks ass. So it's a really great experience. They are software people. They are music people, and it's a great product. So if you don't already have Mog, go over to mog.com and do me a favor. To support This Week in Music, they need to hear from you to know that being a part of This Week in Music is valuable. So just take a couple of minutes and tweet at mog.com, MOGDOTCOM on Twitter, at MOGDOTCOM on Twitter. Tweet what you're listening to right now. And tell them that I sent you. My Twitter handle is at IANCRENCR. And let them know that you learned about Mog via This Week in Music, and that you're trying it out. And if people who tweet that we're going to give away a free year of Mog as well. So there's a prize for you also if you tweet what you're listening to right now at mog.com, even if you're not listening via Mog. Thanks a lot. Thanks to mog.com, and thanks to y'all for watching. So this is my back office, and if you needed a vinyl copy of, say, the Jay-Z Dead President's 12-inch or Minor Threat's Out of Step, this is where you would come. But also I have these newer Sonos components out here. These are some of the newer things in their lineup. These little bookshelf speakers, and there are two of them. There's one here. There's one on the other side of the room. They're what they call a Play 3. So it's like the Play 5 that I have in my bedroom and what we have at TopSpin. They're just a little smaller, a little more compact kind of bookshelf speakers. The cool thing about them, and the same goes for the Play 5s actually, is that you can pair them in a stereo mode. So you could rock them just one, you could put one on the shelf in the kitchen. It's good. It sounds great all by itself. Or if you wanted to, you could do what I've done here, which is have two of them, and you put them into stereo mode. Now the other thing I've done is added the brand new Sonos subwoofer. They have this incredible sub. I've actually had to back it off 2 points because the thing has so much bass, and I got a neighbor on the other side of this wall. I'm trying to not to bum out. But this is my go-to listening back here. It sounds incredible. So you can go with something like that, or seeing what else you want to grab here. Or something more along these lines would sound good on it. So for what is really a fairly inexpensive bookshelf system, add a nice subwoofer to it, and you get pretty incredible sound. The other really amazing thing is that these aren't connected to anything at all. Like, they're literally just plugged into the wall. They aren't connected to each other. The subwoofer is not connected to anything. I set the subwoofer up a couple weekends ago, and it amounted to, I plugged it in, I pushed a button on the subwoofer, I grabbed the remote had a little wizard that walked me through tuning it. I haven't touched it since, except to just put music on. So, really, really amazing stuff. Alright, so this is TopSpin. This is actually my desk, if you call it that, here at TopSpin. And we have the Sonos units around the office. There's 3 of them here in the main room, and then 1 of them over there in the dev room. Dev room has its own Play 5 so that they can control what and how loud is listened to for intense coding moments. So this is like I have at the house in the bedroom, the Play 5, and that's what we have is 4 of these things. And you know, it's nice because people can control, everyone in the office has control over this. So we all have this app on our desktop, the Sonos app, so we can it's a bit of a democracy, you know, controlling what gets played here, and we have a whole bunch of services hooked up to it. So, you know, if you click into music in the app, you can play from any of the services that I already showed you, and some others here in the office. I mean, we have things like Wolfgang's Vault hooked up here in the office, so if people want to listen to live shows, they can. And you can just queue things up. So someone's got an Agro-Lights record queued up right now. I could add another record to that, and then it'll play afterwards. Or, you know, there's definitely a lot of shop talk goes on. Things get voted down in that music snob democracy sort of way. But so anyway, that's, you know, it works great in an office setting like this because everybody also has control over the you know, the volume near them. So if I like what's going on, I can turn up what's happening here at my desk, or if I have a conference call, I can turn it off. And everybody's got a little bit of variability with as they need it with the app. So it's great, and you know, it's definitely. Well, once upon a time, we had 2 speakers on one side of the office, and that is not a good solution because whoever is right in front of them gets completely blasted out, and the people on the other side can't hear. Especially when you have a big cavernous space like this, having a number of these little units is a way better way to go. All right, so I've been showing you this remote, which is the Sonos remote that I love. And like I said, I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be selling them, so I'll go grab as many of them as you can afford. It's really, the reason I like it is because you pick it up and it's just on. It's got nice single purpose device. But you can control your Sonos with anything, with the iPhone, iPad, etc. The iPad app is really pretty beautiful. So you fire this up. Here's my iPad app. Pick what album I want, hit play, or go look through other services. If I wanted to, pick like, Pandora, Songza, Stitcher, etc. So for me, I generally use Mog for all of my, my on-demand music, and then I'll use Pandora or Songza or Stitcher or something as the radio choices. They're actually, that you could do FM radio and whatnot, but I don't really personally have any interest. So not, sometimes we'll use this remote, sometimes just happen to be sitting with the iPad, so that'll be the thing we pick up. But a lot of times, you're just somewhere, you got your phone in your pocket, and you can do it on your phone as well. So this is my Samsung Nexus Galaxy phone. Nice little Sonos app here. And same thing. So right now it's got what's going on in the back office. I'll switch over to my main house setup. I can see this Chris Potter track is playing. And boom. Do whatever I want to do with it. Skip the track, whatever. Another amazing thing about Sonos plus Android actually is that Sonos makes its own network, its own Wi-Fi network in your house. And you can actually tell your Android device to be on that network. So I actually get better Wi-Fi coverage in my house on my phone than I do on my iPad because of Sonos, which is kind of a cool, nerdy feature that I love. So that's that. I mean, the other thing is that there's a desktop application as well. So if you wanted to control from your computer, which is primarily how we do it at the office, you can do that. You can do that too. So really, just it's like any computer you have in your hand at the time becomes a remote control for your music, and that really is why I love and recommend Sonos to people so much. Even before they were sponsoring This Week in Music, I frequently would say, dude, just get Sonos. And the reason is it changes the way that people listen to music. When you always have music really conveniently at your fingertips, and you don't have to think like, oh, what am I going to listen to? You've got great services like Mog that show you what new releases are or what the editor picks are, or services like Songza where they literally have a music concierge. When you have that sort of stuff at your fingertips, people listen to more music, and that's good for humankind, in my opinion. So that's that. I hope it's helpful. I hope that it helps you think about which of the components you need for your particular setup. And thanks a lot to Sonos for sponsoring This Week in Music, and thanks to everybody for entering the Sonos This Week in Music contest. Appreciate it. It's it's good to let our sponsors know that you guys are out there listening. So thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
I feel good, even though I shouldn't. I'm chilling so hard, couldn't tell you where the hood is. I'm looking